The best term to describe what the Israel has been doing to the Palestinian right now is an act of ethnic cleansing, genocide, mass killing and apartheid. The only way to end this act of atrocity is not something that is impossible or something that is rocket science. We do not need any other peaceful treaty, no resolution, no recommendation or any other proposal. Everything has been laid down in the Oslo Accord, which breathed the spirit of two-state solution, in which the Palestine will gradually govern their own country in the Gaza, the West Bank and the east part of Jerusalem, and Israel will take up the rest of the Palestinian land as their country. Everything sounds very simple, right? It sounds so simple. Everybody will be happy. The Israel and Palestine Liberation Organization in fact agreed to the proposal in Oslo Accord in the year 1993. But after the execution of the Oslo Accord, the Israel, instead of obliging to the treaty in facilitating the transition process of liberating Palestine, they have done the other way around. Israel has been allowing random Jewish settlers from all over the world to occupy many parts of the West Bank through illegal settlement and resulted in over 600,000 illegal Jewish right now, and it is against the 4th Geneva Convention. This illegal settlement was accepted and intentionally done by the Israel to make the two-state solution rather impossible and to make the presence of the Jews more dominant in the West Bank. So what is the only way to end this atrocity? There's only one way. That is to just execute the two-state solution as agreed in the Oslo Accord. But at this time around, it's going to be with different approach. The United Nations Security Council must play an active role in this process. The Security Council must make a stern action by passing a resolution to allow the UN peacekeeper comprising of military troops from various countries and perhaps civilian experts to go to the ground to facilitate the process and to ensure that the two-state process runs smoothly. The aim is not to let the Israel handle the process by themselves. The peacekeeper would not merely act as an observer. They will be the working machinery to facilitate the transition and to make the two-state solution a realization. And to those who fail to oblige to the transition, they should be brought before the International Criminal Court as it contravenes various international laws. If the Israel can bring in 600,000 random Jews into the West Bank, it's not impossible to relocate them to any other part of the Israel. This plan will be an international effort involving all nations expand. History has shown that Israel will never make it a realization. So what we can do on our part as a concerned international community, we need to urge our nation's leader to push the Security Council to pass this resolution. Trust me, it's the only way. This plan is not a short-term period. It may take up until 10 years, but we got to start somewhere. If this plan doesn't push through today, Palestinians will still be suffering in the next 10 years. The world must act together to liberate the Palestinians. You do not need to be a Muslim to stand up for Palestinians. You just have to be a human. UN peacekeeping for Palestine.